औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। I am very much happy to recite the next chapter, chapter 106 of Quran the Sharif. It's a great prayer for all of us, a great blessing that we are able to recite some of the chapters of Quran the Sharif. If you are a beginner and if it is really the first introduction, your first introduction to Arabic reading, then it's really a great memory for all of you. You will never be able to forget it and the pleasure you are receiving in this experience ever in your life. I hope so. Let's have a start in the name of Allah, the Rahman, the Rahim. Yesterday, I told you about the Zair under Meme of Bis and Ha of Allah and Noon of Rahman and Meme of Rahim. I told you that the Zair under these four letters, under these three words, and the ending letter of the first word is because of the Bay in the very beginning of the first word. Ism, name. When Bay is added to this word ism and alif is dropped, and sometimes it is not dropped, but here it is dropped. Even then, when the alif is dropped, even then the four words be ism is one word, Allah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. These four words have Zair in their ending letters. The Bay in the beginning of the first word causes Zair in the ending letters, under the ending letters. This is one of the grammatical rules of Arabic. Bay is one of those letters that cause or give Zair, kasra, to the following words. Li'ilafi Quraish. Li'ilafi Quraish. Now you are having another letter, lam. It also gives Zair to the following words. Ilaf is a word, Quraish is a word, these two words without al. They are written here without al. Simply the words Ilaf, Quraish. That is why there is a Tanween Zair under the sheen of Quraish. Otherwise there would have been a Zair, Al Quraish. If there had been Al in the beginning of Quraish, there must have been Zair. Because there is no al, it is simply a word without al. There is a Zair under the sheen of Quraysh. In the same way, Ilafi Quraysh. Why there is not a tanween under Fe? Li Ilafi Quraysh. Because Ilafi Quraysh means the Ilaf of Quraysh. When two words are joining together and giving a sense of in between them, the first word will have simply a Zair, and the second may have a tanween Zair under its last letter. Ilaf, mutual love in between a group of people, the citizens of a city, town, or some members, descendants of a great personality. The love they feel, the familiarity or the bond they feel in them is called ilaf. The word is derived from alafa, alifa, perhaps ulfat, maluf, or the other words. Talif is another word. You will see these words at different places. Talif is mostly written in the meaning of compiled. You will see it written in the Arabic, in the beginning of the Arabic books. Li ilafi Quraish, for the mutual love of Quraish. Quraish, the name of a tribe, the name of the tribe our beloved Prophet belonged to, a very big and prominent tribe in the Arabs of those days. In so many ways, Quraysh was prominent. In so many ways, we cannot go right now in the history. Ilafihim. Li is still working. Lam of Li Ilaf is still working under the Fe, Zair. There is again a Zair under Fe, Ilaf. There is a small J after the Hamza Alif. Alif Zair. There is a small J. There was a big J after Li Ilaf, a complete J. But here that J is changed into small J. Just keep it in mind. Li ilafi Quraish, ilafihim, li ilafihim. Rihlata shita'i was-sayf, rihlata shita'i was-sayf, ilafihim rihlata shita'i was-sayf. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف. Alif Zair E, Lam Zabar Alif La. Alif is chained with standing Zabar. Alif zer e, lam khadi zabar la, lam zabar la, lam zabar alif la, fe zer fi, e la fi. He zer mim him, e la fi him, e la fi him. Reh lata, re zer he reh, lam zabar la, reh la, te zabar ta, reh lata. Now here is ashad on sheen, and there is nothing on the alif and lam. Mostly they don't have, mostly alif and lam. I will tell you about when alif and lam will have no symbol, Arab, and when will they have. Rehlata shita'i, Rehlata shita'i. You have to join te zabar with the sheen. Te zabar sheen, tash, sheen zer shi, tash shi. Rehlata shi, rehlata shi. Te zabar sheen, tash, sheen zer shi, tash shi. Te zabar alif ta, shita, rehlata shita, rehlata shita. And there is a madda on the alif of shita, and then there is a hamza with zer. You already know that when there is a hamza and there is vowel before hamza, that vowel will have a madda, mad. So here is a mad. Rehlata shita'i was-saif. Waw zabar swad, was, swad zabar ye, sai, fe zer fi, was, sai, fi, was, sai, fi. Ilafihim rehlata shita'i was-saif. Ilafihim rehlata shita'i was-saif. Rehlata shita'i was-saif. Was-saif. Waw zabar swad was. Alif and lam are again omitted without giving any sound. Wa is joined directly to swad. Waw zabar swad was. Swad zabar sa, was sa. Now you have to join swad to ye. This is mild ye. Swad zabar sheen, swad zabar ye, sai. Fe zer fi, sai fi. Was sai fi. You can see that sheen and swad are having alif lam without any arab on them. Some of the letters in Arabic script have alif lam without any arab symbol of pronunciation on them. You will remember that sheen and swad will have al or alif lam without any symbol of pronunciation Arab on them. Was saif. Here you will stop because the second verse, the second ayah is ending here. So the zir under fe of was saif will remain silent. Ilafihim rehlata shita'i was saif. Waw means and. Shita means winter. Saif means summer. Rehla means journeys, caravans. Still, I think Rehla is produced in the sense of somewhere for train or something like this. Caravan. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Why there is ta on rehla? Ilafihim rehlata shitai. Why there is ta? Where is a zabar on ta? Rehlata. Why there is no pesh? Rehlatu. Why there is no zir? Rehlati. Why there is zabar on ta? Now here, فَلْيَعْبُدُوا. Here you are to remember one thing. You will keep in mind one thing for the lessons to come, that whenever there are words like فَلْيَعْبُدُوا, وَلْيَعْبُدُوا, there is this type of use of al without alif. It means should. Ya'budu, they should serve. They should serve. To whom? Rabba. Re zabar be, Rab, be zabar ba, Rabba. Rabba, Rab is object. They should pray to Rab. Rab is object, so there is a zabar on Rab. Fal ya'budu. Fe zabar lam fal. Ye zabar ain ya. Fal ya. Be pesh bu. Fal ya bu. Dal pesh waw alif tu. Waw and alif both are silent, giving no sound. But there is a jazm on alif. You will prolong the sound of du. Dal pesh waw du. Fal ya'budu. There is no jazm on waw but on alif. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. He zabar alif ha. He standing zabar ha. When alif is omitted and there is a standing zabar, the normal zabar is there also. It simply means that standing zabar is at the place of alif. In some texts, in some scripts, you will see simply a standing zabar and no normal zabar. Here standing zabar ha, zal zabar alif za, ha za. You will have this script in this way. in some of the publications of Quran, the Sharif. But here in Arab countries, the Quran published in Arab countries mostly have a normal zabar and standing zabar both, and standing zabar is just an indication that it is at the place of alif. Here zabar alif ha, zal zabar alif za, ha za, ha za. This. It means, haza means this. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Now here is an al on bait. Bait means home. If there had not been alif and lam, al, there must have been a tanween, baitin. But there is an alif. Rabba hazal bait. Rabbal bait. Rabbal bait. The Rabb of home. Haza is there for bait. Why there is a zer under the ta of bait? Because the real words are Rabbul bait, the Rabb of home. And when there is a zabar on Rabb, because it becomes object, the zer of bait will remain the same. Rabbal bait. Now there comes haza in between these two words. Even then the zer remains the same there. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا. They should worship, they should serve the Rabb of this home. The Rabb of this home. Hazal bait. He zabar alif ha, zal zabar alif, alif lam. This zal is to join lam. Zal zabar lam zal. Both the alifs are omitted, made silent. Now lam is pronounced, not silent. Hazal bait. Why it is not silent? Because ba is not out of those letters that can have shadda, like sheen and swad. Rehlata shita'i was-saif. Ba is not out of those letters. So there is a jazm on lam. Alif lam, both are not silent. Just alif is silent. Just alif is silent. And lam is with a jazm. Hazal bait. Lam is there. It's not omitted. Both the alifs of haza and al bait, both the alifs are omitted in a sense, not giving any sound, even the sound of a jazm. Bait. Be zabar je bait, te zer ti, baiti. Now, because of the ayah, the end of the ayah, because the ayah is ending here, we are not giving any sound to ta. We are not pronouncing zer under ta. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. Sometimes the Qaris certain of our dear Qaris join this te to the allazi. That is why there is a shadda on lam of allazi. Hazal bait tillazi te zer lam til lam zabar la tilla za zer ye zi tillazi falyabudu rabba hazal baitil lazi. And there is a madda on the j of allazi. Now if you don't stop at the end of ayah 3 and you join te with the lam of the first word of the next ayah, you don't pronounce alif and you join te to the lam directly, and you also pronounce the zer under te, tillazi. But if you stop on the end of this ayah 3, فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ, and you start again with ayah 4, you will have to pronounce zabar on the alif. Allazi, alif zabar lam, lam zabar la, Allah zal zer yezi, allazi. There is a madda on the ya of allazi, because the very first letter after ya is hamza, and we have read this rule that if the letter before hamza, the previous letter before hamza is one of the vowels, alif, waw and ya, it will have a madda. Allazi at'amahum, alif zabar toy at, ain zabar a, mim zabar ma, at'ama, he pesh mim hum, at'amahum. There might have been a jazm on the meme of whom, but there is no jazm, because the very next letter of the next word is meme also, and this meme of whom is going to join the other meme of the next letter, min. So there is no jazm on the meme of whom, and instead there is a shad on the meme of min, because both these memes are pronounced as if they are with shadda. At'amahum min ju'in, allazi at'amahum min ju'in wa amanahum min khawf, allazi at'amahum, fed them, allazi, who, allazi means who, worship, serve, the Rabb of this home, who? This Allazi is for Rabb. Who? Serve the Rabb, obey the Rabb of this home. The word Yabudu is used in the sense of worship. Worship doesn't give its complete meaning. Even service, to serve someone, doesn't give the complete meaning. Falyabudu, they should obey. Sometimes to obey is the right meaning of ibadah, obedience, obey. We shall discuss it later. Falyabudu, obey the Rabb of this home, who fed them. Falyabudu, they should obey. They should obey. This order should is not for the people who are very much present. The order is not for the second person, but this should is being used for the third person. They should obey. Falyabudu, they should obey the Rabb of this Bait, Allazi, who at'amahum, fed them. Whom is used for them, at'ama, fed. How this word is formed, at'ama, we'll discuss later. You will see that you will come across so many words with alif and then the root word of Salasi Mujarrad, ta, ain, mim. In the last surah, there was, I think, yes, arsala, yes, arsala. There were three words, fa'ala, ja'ala, and then there was yaj'ala, al-yaj'al. They are from the Salasi Mujarrad, but arsala is also from the Salasi Mujarrad, but it is with alif. In the same way, you can see that the word at'ama is with an alif. How does this alif come to a word with the three root letters of Salasi Mujarrad? We will see it later. We'll read about this rule later. I just want to point out certain things so that you should have some mind for them. You should think about them. And when there comes a time, I will explain them, and you will have already in your mind that you are to learn about these points. You are to learn about these points. I just point out certain thing and don't explain it to you, so that you should have in mind that you need to learn about it. If you have a question, it will be answered, but you need to have this question in your mind. Allazi at'amahum min ju'in, ju, jim peshwa, ju, ain, two zer, in, ju, in, min ju'in, at'amahum min ju'in, fed them in hunger. Ju means hunger, thirst and hunger. One of the very basic need of humanity, human beings. Allazi at'amahum min ju'in. If you stop worrying about hunger, if you don't have to worry about your food, and you become sure that you will not starve in any case onward, it's a great blessing. It's a great peace of mind. No doubt. No doubt. A great peace of mind. And the people who are living their life without having any fear of the lack of food in future, starving to death, should be thankful to the Rabb of this Bait, because it is one of those things that might have ruined their lives. The Jew, the hunger, and if they are satisfied and they are not afraid of hunger, they are greatly blessed. Allazi at'amahum min ju'in, who fed them in hunger, wa amanahum min khawf. Amana. Amana is again the word, same word with alif. Alif mim noon. Amana. Amena. Here there is another alif. There are two alifs now. One is written as a hamza, the other as silent. Amana, and it is pronounced a big longer with a prolonged sound. Amana, amana, amana. It might have been amana, amena, but now it is amana. Wa amanahum, and gave them peace, min, from khawf, fear. Allazi at'amahum min ju'in wa amanahum min khawf. Alif, waw zabar wa, alif, hamza zabar alif, a, wa a, mim zabar ma, ama, noon zabar na, amana, wa amana, he pish mim hum, wa amanahum min khawf. Here again there is a shadda on the meme of min, because the previous word is ending on meme also, whom we will have to pronounce the shadda with a stressed meme, with a stress on meme. Wa amanahum min khawf. Min khawf. Khe zabar waw, khaw. Khe zabar waw, khaw. Do you remember the lesson? The lesson? Alif zabar waw, aw. Be zabar waw, baw. Te zabar waw, taw. Se zabar waw, saw. Jim zabar waw, jaw. He zabar waw, haw. Khe zabar waw, khaw. Fe zerfi, khawfi. There is a tanween under fe, and because the ayat is ending here, so the tanween is not pronounced, and instead of tanween there is a meme also. Wa amanahum min khawf. There may be another reason of meme, because sometimes the Qari Hazrat, the Qaris, join this tanween to the bay of Bismillah of the next surah. Khawfim Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim. الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. Instead of stopping here, they come to the next surah. الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. بسم الله min khawfin bismillah. There may be a reason of this meme also. Thank you so much for staying along. I have tried again to give you chiefly the pronunciation of this surah and then some of the understanding of Arabic words with respect to their grammatical use. I hope that this bit of knowledge will help you improve your Arabic recitation and language, and you would be able to translate the text yourself someday, very soon. The transliteration and the translation given in the end of this surah is for you. Just go through it. It will help you. Once again, I will not recommend the transliteration. Transliteration may lead you astray in the recitation, in the real pronunciation of the Arabic text of Quran, the Sharif. The transliteration, whenever I have to read the transliteration, I feel disagreed. I will tell you why do I feel the transliteration is a hindrance in the way of the recitation of Quran the Sharif, learning the recitation of Quran the Sharif. Thank you so much for staying along. I'll come back with the next chapter. By then, Allah Hafiz.